Hey guys, it's Hadrian here. How is everyone doing today? Let me know down in the comments below. I love to hear how you guys are. I love to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down below. If this is your first time here, welcome. We are going to be doing a super fun video today. Now, today's video is actually going to be split up into 3 parts and it's part of my Handbag Rehab line of videos, I guess. I haven't done one of these in a while, maybe like a few weeks, and I'm very excited to show you guys this video today. Now, you guys have probably seen this video, this bag before. It's the Wang Rocco in the cobalt blue. That I purchased this bag actually a while ago, and I've had it for so long, and I've only literally used it once, and it's because when I first purchased it, the bag, when I got the bag, I didn't know that the leather was so damaged. The photos that were online did not do like the scuffs and stuff justice that the bag actually had, and there were like some parts with like where the top layer of the leather was coming off, and it was like the bottom layer, so like all the blue was gone, and there was like some parts where there were like kind of like holes in the leather almost going straight through to the lining, and I just didn't know what to do with the bag when I first got it, and so I just left it because I really liked the color and I didn't want to like try to dye it a different color, and I wanted to keep it. And yeah, I ended up only using it once, and I was almost going to just resell it as is, and I don't know, I felt inspired a few days ago to just go for it, and I did, and now I think the bag looks splendiferous. Now if you guys are interested, in this video I'm going to show you how to color match the colors, or the color of your bag, and how to fix and patch like the holes that can occur due to use and friction and all that stuff with like an aging bag, or bags that you use a lot, especially with like soft like lambskin, washed lambskin like the Wang. That happens to so many Wang bags. If you guys have a Rocco, you guys probably know that the leather is very susceptible to like scuffing, discoloration and all that stuff. So this video is going to show you guys how to repair all that damage, and it's going to be a little bit more difficult, so I didn't want to just speed up the video, especially because I've never done a tutorial like this before. So instead of having one really long video and boring you guys, I'm going to split it up into 3 parts so that you guys can just watch each one individually, or if you just want to see the before and after, watch this video and then watch the 3rd video, and you guys can skip the middle and all that stuff. So without further ado, I will get into the bag rehab right now. Hey YouTube, what is up? It's Hadrian here. How is everyone doing today? Now today I'm here with a brand new handbag rehab for all of you. Now this, you guys would probably have seen this in one of my previous videos in like my thrifted handbag collection. I'll have a link up right here for you guys if you guys are interested in seeing that. Now I actually purchased this online on Poshmark pre-loved, and it was in okay shape. It wasn't the best. If you can see here, this is how it originally looked. So you can see how this, like the color has rubbed off. There's actually been like leather coming out all the way down into the lining. The other corner looked like this, and like there's just rubbing all around, discoloration. The handles were looking pretty messed up as well, as you can see right here. Let me see if I can hold this up for you guys. So you guys can see right here that the handle is not in the best condition either. So the bag originally looked like this, with all of these marks and tears and rips just like that, and I managed a way to cover it up, and it is looking pretty fabulous. I'm going to show you guys how I did this. This technique is going to be a little bit more advanced. You're going to have to do a little practice, and you're going to have to mix up a couple different colors just to get the right color. I had to customize the color to match this vibrant cobalt, and to do that I mixed these three colors together. These are Angelus leather acrylic paints. Now I used blue, light blue, and black, and just mixed them together until I could customize this color. Now this technique is a little difficult because the Angelus acrylic paint does dry very quickly, so you kind of just have to keep making little batches and trying to paint over this as fast as you can. And in some parts it's going to be like a layering process. As you can see here in these tears right here, these were holes going all the way to the bottom. I had to do quite a few layers over and over and over to kind of mimic the look of the actual leather on here. And we kind of got lucky with this bag because it is like a washed lambskin, and you can see it's like pre-shrunk, so you can see all of the grooves in the leather, and it's just gorgeous. And that actually makes it a little bit easier to do this technique, because if it was on an extremely smooth leather, it's going to be very obvious and very noticeable. So as you can see here, the sides actually look pretty good considering they pretty much looked like this. And I am very happy with how it looks. And let me show you guys how to do this. So first, you're just gonna need whatever colors that you're going to want to mix together to match whatever bag you have. These are just happen to be the three colors that I used. And then I just used just a regular paintbrush to mix them and then apply the paint. And at the very end, once the bag is dry, usually I wait 24 to 48 hours, I just use some of my trusty Cadillac boot and shoe care, and then just a rag. This is just a little stain. It's not actually dirty, I washed it, but I just got so much dye on it that it's not really coming out anymore. But that's fine. So just use Cadillac boot and shoe care at the very end to just go over the whole entire bag, and it's gonna look fantastic. Well, let me show you the handles too. So this is the handles redone right there, and then these are the handles how they originally looked. See how they're super dark, the color has rubbed off. There's a little bit of like the leather, like the top layers of the leather have started coming off actually. And we're going to, the great thing about the acrylic paint is that it can cover up these little imperfections, and you're not really going to, actually you're not going to notice that the leather has actually broken off. And this paint is fantastic because it's extremely flexible and it'll move with your bag, and it's not going to crack and flake off, and it's going to leave a really great finish. And yeah, so your bag can look gorgeous and brand new again. So let's get started. I just stacked a couple pieces of packaging tape on here. Excuse me. So I just stacked a couple pieces of packaging tape on my table, and then I just put the paint on there and have been custom mixing and layering and doing all that stuff to paint the bag. And so now I'll show you guys how to apply the paint, and let's get to it. Okay, so let's start working on our bag. Okay, so I mixed my color. Let me try and zoom in here. I'm gonna start off in this little corner right here. So I have my paint brush loaded up, and we're just going to color this in. Nice and carefully. And don't worry if it doesn't match exactly the first time that you apply, because you're gonna do a couple little layers of this. And it's always gonna look really dark when you apply it to the parts that don't have any dye on it anymore, the parts that got like rubbed off or eaten through from use. So don't be too worried about that. Just gonna add a little light to brighten this up. And then we're just going to blend and blend and blend. This is kind of like applying makeup, I guess. Just gonna try and blend it in, try to get into all those nooks and crannies. And this step, you kind of have to be careful because you don't want to cover up all of like the fine lines that are in the leather. And you don't want to take too long because the paint dries fairly quickly. So you kind of just gotta be really quick while you're doing this step. But see how that just gets covered up really, really nicely. And I think I did a good job color matching. And the thing about these paints too is you don't want it to match the leather while it's still wet. It's gonna look a little darker like that. And it will dry very quickly. And then once it dries, then it'll match the color. So you kind of have to play with it and kind of get used to making and mixing the colors when you're doing it. But even if you're a little bit off, you can always just add a tiny bit more paint and just mix it in, and it'll be totally fine, and it will match the color of the leather. So it's kind of just trial by error, and you'll eventually get it right. So you can see right there. Let me hold it up for you guys. Can you guys see that? How well the paint just covered that whole side up. Let me push this up there so you can see it. But yeah, check that out. So you're just gonna do that the whole way around the bag, just on the parts that require color, and you're just gonna blend it all in and just blend and blend and blend. Like I said, you do it like you're applying makeup. So let's do this little corner right here. You guys see that? And we're just going to apply the paint. Again, it's gonna get really dark right there. And sometimes you're gonna have to do a couple layers of paint on these parts where the leather has rubbed off, like the top layer of leather and dye has rubbed off. So you're gonna have to do that a couple times just to layer the paint on there and to get the correct color. But it already looks pretty good with just one coat. It's better to have it like a little bit of a darker blue than to have it like this nasty, like grayish black color of the underside. And this paint will also prevent any more like future the damage done to these like weak parts, because it's leaving like a coat on top of it. So it like kind of protects it. So that's why I really like this acrylic paint too. Because if you're gonna use a dye, the dye doesn't really leave a coating on top of the leather. It's ingraining itself into the leather. Whereas this sits on top of the leather and will protect those weak points from further damage later on. And Angela's acrylic paint is a really, really good product. It's high quality and will work wonders on handbags, wallets, and shoes. And this, you can also use this paint on fabric and on faux leathers as well, which is awesome. And again, like, you kind of want to just blur the edges, mix, 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 like that. And sometimes if some patches get a little too dark for some reason, just add in a little bit of light paint and then just blend it in, keep blending, blending, blending until it matches the surrounding color. Now this part is just a little tedious, but it's gonna make your bag look fantastic and it'll match the rest of the bag, and you're not gonna have to paint the whole thing. Though if you're having like a really, really hard time trying to match your original color, what you can do is just end up painting the whole thing, and then that way your bag will just be all one color. But I'm trying to save the color of the bag just because it's so gorgeous, and I just really love the color, this cobalt blue is spectacular, and anyone that's seen the bag in life always compliments me on it, saying the color is just like so stunning, and I totally agree, which is why I purchased this bag in the first place. I think it's just so pretty and such a fun pop of color that you can pretty much use any time of the year. I think cobalt blue is one of those colors that just looks fun all year round and is a great accent to almost any outfit. So here I am just layering the paints again. As you can see right here, it's just a tiny bit darker where the paint touched the raw leather. And I'm just gonna keep building light, very light. Make sure you do light layers of the paint on here until the color matches the surrounding leather. And don't forget to do the bottom right here. And yeah, so you're gonna wanna wait a little bit for it to dry. It dries very, very quickly in between steps. And you can just like start on another side. And don't worry if your bag dries a little dark or a little light, because you can always add like another thin layer and you can repair that right up. So I'll finish this little side and show you how it looks when I'm done. Okay guys, so I'm gonna end that video right here. If you guys have any questions about this process thus far, leave a comment down below, or if you have different questions about handbag repairs or anything, let me know. Or if you want to purchase a bag or have any questions, sell a bag online, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys. I helped a bunch of you guys already, and it's just so much fun. I just want to be like a resource here for you guys if you have any questions about handbag repair or buying your first designer bags online that are like thrifted or secondhand or pre-loved. And yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you guys so much for watching the video again. Any questions, anything, let me know. If you guys like the video, please give me a thumbs up. It totally helps. And let me know that you guys like this like line of videos. I know you guys really like thrifting videos, and I want to do more of these rehab videos for you guys too, so that when you guys thrift anything, any cool bags or whatever, and you see like some damage to it, you're not afraid of buying it, because more likely than not, you can probably repair it yourself, and you're not gonna have to go to that expensive like shoe repair or handbag repair that's gonna cost like hundreds of dollars to repair your bag, when you can do it at your home for like 10-20 bucks. So yes, this is the end of this first video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Again, I post videos every single day, and if you haven't and would like to, please subscribe. It's completely free, and you'll be updated every time I post a new video. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Alright, check out this probably fake Louis Vuitton. I didn't see a serial number in here anywhere, but the leather is actually really good because it's like not super indented, which is one of the ways that you can tell whether or not these styles are real. But this is probably fake, but like I said, it just has a good indentation. But it has the hardware